لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد, tonight بإذن الله تعالى يوم السبت, Saturday, 1424, the 1424th year after the migration of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca, Medina, the 10th of Safar, which is in agreement with 2003, April the 12th. We study an issue, inshallah ta'ala, which is not our normal matters, because those we do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But since some brothers requested that there be a class so that they can benefit, matter of fact, many of those who asked don't seem to be here. But that's how it is, I guess. على كل حال, as they say, once the smoke clears, you'll see if it's a donkey you're riding or a horse. And so things will always be clarified. Now we know how serious they are. على كل حال, we deal with the issue of jihad briefly. It's an extensive issue, a detailed issue. But we deal with it from the standpoint that you hear people run their mouth all the time. Individuals who basically shouldn't be running their mouths. You find them living in a kafir country under a ruler that they don't have to declare kafir. He's already a kafir. Talking about, we want to do this in Iraq and we want to do this in Afghanistan and we should do this and where are the ulama and all this type of madness. As if this fool did not find anyone to blame on the face of the earth except the scholars. This is the only one that he found to talk about. Meanwhile, you find that they don't know the issues. In the case particularly in Afghanistan, they don't know what is Afghanistan, who was ruling Afghanistan. They don't know the Taliban, they don't know the Aqidah of the Taliban, they don't know if it's permissible to fight with the Taliban. Beside the Taliban, against whoever. They don't know any of this. Situation comes up in Iraq. They don't know the Ba'ath Party. They don't know Saddam Hussein. They don't know the rulings regarding Saddam Hussein. And the people that they want to run over there and defend are the same people that over here they don't even consider their brothers, really. They go inside their stores and they see them selling swine and alcohol and tobacco and pornography and lottery tickets, and they say nothing to them. Yet when a war comes up, they want to run over there, and supposedly we're supposed to believe they want to die beside them now. Don't even offer them nasiha in this country, advice. Say, brother, taqillah, akhi, you shouldn't be selling this. Akhi, you know anything about tawheed? Akhi, you know anything about sunnah? Akhi. Nothing of that. But then the emotionalism starts to talk when something goes down, and it's like, what do you think the vast majority of people in Iraq are like? That guy in that corner store, that's what they're like. You think they're upon sunnah? You think that their throats are above their ankles and their beards are to their chest, and they're praying according to sunnah, and they're fasting according to sunnah, and there's no interest in their life as far as riba and usury and these things, and there's nothing haram? You think they're listening to Iza'at al-Quran al-Kareem, and he broadcasts the Quran on the radio? You think they listen to music? So this is how far we are with emotionalism, that you have individuals who talk when they should shut up, who talk and speak when they should listen. And the issue is such that they will talk about the scholars as if the scholars are the ones wrong, as if it never reached their ears that the Prophet ﷺ said, that Allah Ta'ala said in Hadith Qudsi, Man adha li waliyan, he who harms a close servant of mine, adhantuhu bil harb, I have declared war upon him. There's no doubt that the scholars are the closest to Allah Ta'ala. Al-ulama al-amilin, the scholars who act upon the deen, are the closest to Allah Ta'ala. So they have, first and foremost, those who are being talked about in this great hadith, the hadith of the wali. And you want to mess with, be at war with Allah, to be at war with you? Adha waliyan. Harm a close servant of Allah. That's all you got to do. Talk about the scholars. Where are the ulama? What did the ulama say? ya jahil, ya miskeen. The ulama said a lot, but you don't read what they say. The ulama wrote a lot, but you don't read what they write. The ulama stated a lot, but you're not listening. You don't even know where to go. You don't even know who the ulama are. They're speaking constantly, but you don't hear them because to you they're non-existent. To you, they're non-existent. So this issue, sparks and places a bad taste in your mouth because it's getting ridiculous. 12 years ago we heard it. Gulf War. Where's the ulama? We got to do something. Afghanistan we heard it. Where's the ulama? We got to do something. Ulama not speaking. We need the jihadis, the brothers who about jihad. Ya miskeen. Yahud, cousins of apes and swines. That Allah turned some of them into apes and swines and monkeys. Monkeys. They took Palestine, Quds, and Jerusalem. And since 1948, and you ain't did nothing about that. Done nothing about it whatsoever. Hindus and Sikh pouring gasoline upon Muslim women and men and letting them burn them in the street. Taking the Babri Mosque in India and tearing it down brick by brick with their bare hands. You haven't moved yet. Christian Serbs taking Muslim women and raping them and then implanting in them the embryo of dogs. You haven't done nothing yet. Where you been? Kashmir, Philippines. Where you been? Now this situation comes up, and now you talk and you run your mouth. And the issue is you're not in a Muslim country. You live in a Kafir country. We don't call for this madness of insurrection. We don't call for this foolishness of revolution by talk and by making guerrilla-like moves and urban warfare. That's madness. We don't call for it. It's not sound, aqlin or shara'an, intellectually or legislatively. But since you call for it, why you ain't make no move towards this kafir here? Why is the Salibi, the Christian here, safe from you? Why is Yahudi down the street safe from you? Why is the Hindu or the Buddhist or the atheist or the secularist safe from you? Because you're all about talk. And things have been placed in your head, in your mind, and in your methodology and in your program that you don't know where it came from. Just was. Whispering from shaitan. Either the shayateen of men or the shayateen of jinn. So you have nothing to do but talk about the inheritance of the prophets, the scholars, those who sit and with the book of Allah Ta'ala for years, those who sit with the Sunnah for years, those who explain the issues of the deen to the people, those who distribute the guidance that Allah Ta'ala has sent down. This is who you talk about. Where's the scholars? Where's the scholars? Why, the scholars are here, but you don't know it. This jihad matter is like any other matter of our deen. It is an ibadah, a worship. And worship have conditions. And of the first conditions of any worship is ilm, knowledge of it. Gotta know what you're doing. The ignoramuses who want to talk about jihad without knowing what jihad is, without referring to the scholars, are like the individual who's always talking about, I want to make wudu. I got to make a wudu, man. I got to get me a wudu. He said, well, go ahead and make a wudu. I don't know how. Don't know how. Don't know how to wash his hands. Don't know what to say, Bismillah. Don't know the conditions of wudu, the arkat, the shurut of wudu, the sunan of wudu, the mubtilat of wudu. Don't know it. He said, I got to make my salah. It's about salah. Where's the scholars, man? It's about salah. We got to get on this salah, man. Someone said, well, make salah. Scholars ain't doing nothing. You make salah. I don't know how. This is their reality. They don't know nothing about jihad. Jihad, barakallahu fikum, is not something new to the Muslims. Jihad, barakallahu feekum, is not something new to the scholars. Jihad, there's a chapter of it in every fiqh book. There's a section dealing with it in every book of hadith. It is something that the Muslims was part of their behavior and their program when they were upon Tawheed and Sunnah and Minhaj as-Salaf Salih. So this is a matter that must be understood. There are 2 articles recently presented on the Salafee network or internet, Sahab. One of them is called The Fatawa of the Ulama Regarding Jihad. Statements of the scholars, their rulings regarding jihad. That one was kept rather detailed, and so I left it. The other one was ad-da'watus-salafiyyah, Salafi directives, fi qadaya jihadiyah, in the matters of jihad, لفضيلة الشيخ Ubayd ibn Abdullah al-Jabiri, hafidhahullah. So this is where we'll take some of this, and hopefully it will open or bring about awareness for many of us. Many of us don't know these issues, and we let the Hizbis irritate us and corner us as if we have to be on the defensive, and as if we don't know the program and we don't have the answers, running scared as if we are ignorant of this matter, and letting them have the floor, and they should never have the floor because they don't have knowledge. And the Salafi has knowledge. Bihi yuqatil, with it he fights. Bidun ilm laysa lahu silah. Without knowledge he doesn't have any weaponry. This has been stated by the great ones of the minhaj, the great A'immah. Al-isnad silah, chain of transmission, the knowledge of chain of transmission, a hadith, it's a weapon. وَمَنْ لَا سِلَاحَ لَهُ, the one who doesn't have a weapon, كَيْفَ يُقَاتِلْ, how does he fight? You're standing in an area where there are 72 different firaq around you, and you're the one upon Salafiyyah. You got everybody know everybody else, and you're the only stranger. Everybody doing everything that everybody else is used to, and you're the only one doing something that's not familiar. And then you're approached, and these discussions take place, and you're without knowledge regarding this issue. هذا لا يصلح. This doesn't benefit, and this is not correct. The Sheikh says, حفظه الله, the question, ما حكم الجهاد, what is the ruling of jihad, regarding jihad, دون إذن ولي الأمر والوالدين, without the permission of wali al-amr, those in authority, and your parents. What is the ruling regarding jihad without the permission of wali al-amr, those in authority, wal walidain? Anybody can answer this. Who's the wali al-amr? Huh? تختلفون? You differ on this? Who's the wali al-amr? He said Amir al-Mu'mineen. The Khalifa who? One Khalifa? No. Come on, that's not the reality we're living in. Who's the wali al-amr? He said the ulama. That's part of the picture. That ati Allah, ati Rasul, wa uli amri minkum, obey Allah and obey the messenger of the amongst you, refers to 2 people: the scholars and the rulers. So wali al-amr is the rulers. So wali al-amr of Saudi is Fahd. Wali al-amr of Kuwait, Sabah, right? You don't have to know. Anyway, the point is, the wali al-amr of the place is that wali of that one in authority of that place. I want to make sure you don't think that it's the Imam of the masjid, because there was that type